Hey, you're listening to Stop the Scroll, a social media marketing podcast, and I'm your host, Heidi Schmidt. I'm a social media strategist and agency owner with over 15 years of marketing experiences helping businesses grow online. We'll be diving into what you need to know so that you can show up confidently online without the overwhelm. Get your notebook ready to jot down some amazing marketing gems, and let's dive into it. Welcome back to another episode of Stop the Scroll. I am your host, Heidi Schmidt, and today I have a confession. So, in August, I had said that I was going to do 30 days of Reels. I even made a great lead magnet, which you can download. It still has some great Reels ideas. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of failed. But I didn't really fail. You know, I love challenges because they really kind of help you build a habit, but I was just overwhelmed with so many other things. I also gave myself the weekends off, so there's that. But I wanted to share the results with you because, I talked a while ago about results that a client of mine had when she did a 30-day challenge, which was pretty flippin' incredible. But I wanted to share kind of my results. And so there's a new feature, on Instagram that I wanted to share with you. They do little recaps. And so here are some of the results. And I'm not going to tell you how many times I posted because whatever. So in August, my Reels and post views were up 26% from July. My non-followers views were 52%, which is up 76% from July. And I gained some new followers. So I posted 17 Reels. Some of them I also reposted because that's a new feature on Instagram and I kind of liked it for the days when I was feeling lazy. I played around a little bit with trial Reels, which I'm still kind of playing around with before I have a definitive answer whether or not I love them or hate them. My views were, I didn't say it was up 26. Instagram Insights says my Reel and post views were up 26% compared to the previous month. It doesn't look like 26%. I don't know. The insights that Instagram now has also tells you, some of your top performing content. It tells you when your followers are the most active. For me, it's Tuesdays between 12 and 6 and Thursdays between 3 and 6, which is interesting. And it gives you some fresh inspiration, which is kind of fun. So here's what I will say. So I shared 17 Reels. And for me, that is way up from July. Let me be quite clear. I did kind of fall off at the end of the month. Like the last week and a half of August, I really just kind of that was kind of a little rough week. And I'm looking at Business Manager, right meow, which also has insights. And the thing that I hate the most about Meta is you can look at your insights on 3 different places. Like you can look in Business Manager, you can look in the Instagram app, and then I can look on Loomly where I have all of my, that's where we manage all of our content. And I will get 3 different sets of results for reach and views and all the things. So here's what Business Manager says about my 30 parentheses-ish days of posting. So it says that I got 212 content interactions, 80% were from followers, which is always great. I want my followers to be interactive with my content. I had 7,100 views, which is not the same as what Instagram told me. My reach was up 33.5%, almost 34%, 43%. So most of that was from non-followers. So playing around with trial Reels did help me in that realm because I did reach more non-followers, which is kind of fun. And I think, if I'd stuck with doing each Reel as a trial Reel before a regular Reel and I tried to repurpose some things, actually I did post a little bit more than I said because I didn't necessarily post some of those Reels to my feed. So trial Reels are for, 72 hours. And then if they're successful, if they quote unquote slap, as the kids say, literally just lost my train of thought because my child was, yelling from downstairs and I could hear him. Now I've got one cat locked in my office, the other cat who knows where. My cats have been absolutely insane Funny story, because here's my sidebar. And I love my sidebars because they're always about something completely relatable. So the other day, I've been noticing my cats have been like bringing things up from the basement, like little bags of Legos from like an old like advent calendar Lego thing. Last night, I noticed, or yesterday, I was on a call and I was like, what the heck is that like crunching noise? My cats got up on my kitchen counter, grabbed a bag of treats and demolished the bag of treats. My cats are a-holes. This morning, I get up, I start doing all the things, helping make the lunch and feed the cats and get the child ready for school as much as he needs, which he apparently does because this morning he literally put on like light blue shorts with a light blue shirt. And I was like, dude, you can't wear that. Like, oh, my sweet, sweet boy. I love him. He's a little clueless. But then my husband's the same way because he's a little colorblind. And last bit of my sidebar before I get back to talking about the results here, because I got to get my train of thought back. But years ago, this is how my husband is colorblind. And this is like the funniest story. I tell everyone this. Not everyone, but it's pretty amazing. So we go into an outlet store. And this was years ago. I don't even know that we were married yet. We had gone to Woodbury Commons in New York, which is just north of New York City. It's like kind of near where my in-laws live. And we were shopping, and I think we were going to like Gold Cup in Virginia, which is a series of horse races, and everyone gets all dressed up, yada, yada, yada. So we go, and he's looking for a pair of khakis. And he pulls a pair and purchases them, and they're seafoam green. Let me be clear. They were seafoam green. And he gets them, and I'm just like, okay, great. Dude wants a pair of seafoam green pants to wear to like Gold Cup and church on Easter, whatever. Like, I thought he just wanted seafoam green pants. We get back to my in-laws' house, and they're like, why did you buy mint green pants? He's like, what are you talking about? These are khaki. He thought that they were khaki because he has red-green deficiency. He's not fully colorblind. It's red-green deficiency. And I was like, I thought you just wanted seafoam green pants. No, these pants were final sale, and this is where good customer service comes in because he was like, no, I thought they were khaki. They were not khaki. We were driving back to D.C. because we were living in D.C. at the time, and lo and behold, thankfully, they allowed us to exchange them because I went in and said, I'm so sorry. I know these were supposed to be final sale, but my fiance, husband, I don't remember. I don't think that we were married yet. Bought these pants and he thought they were khaki, and they got a kick out of it. But anyhow, so my child dressing with matching, literally like he will wear Nantucket red shorts and he'll wear like an Orioles orange shirt. And I'm like, are you sure you're not color deficient, kid? Yeah. It's funny because my sister-in-law says like, oh, Ethan, you're so stylish. Mostly because I buy all of his clothes. Anyhow, back to results. So looking at Business Manager, so reach from non-followers was up 43% month over month, which is pretty good, but here's what it's telling me because I didn't garner as many followers as I would have liked. It's telling me that I need a little bit more clarity on my own messaging. And, there are always good lessons and good takeaways here. And I learned what's my capacity for creating reels because I should have batched. And I did an episode a couple weeks ago that was like, I talked about how I don't really batch content, but maybe I need to start, maybe even just like weekly, like I do for my clients, like batch my own content weekly. And I tend to be more of a day by day person, but I always have a plan. Like even this week, like I haven't necessarily done all my posts for this week, but I do have a plan. I know what I'm posting each day, all that kind of fun stuff. So there are lessons. And, whether you go in it to, hey, I really just want to commit to this to see what kind of results I get. And for me, it was a little bit, I wanted to test my consistency. I wanted to walk the walk. Like, hey, I'm a strategist. Here are the results. Here's what to do when you post every day. I wanted data for myself, and I think I got it. So yeah, you really have to, when you go into a challenge like that, any sort of challenge for marketing, I'm going to post 30 days or 30 days of stories or whatever it is, set your own benchmarks. For me, I wanted to post, like July was such a hot mess for me, and I had I had a rough couple of months in business, And I really needed to rethink my own content. I needed to kind of pull myself out from this hole that I felt that I was in just mentally. Like mentally, I was in a terrible place. And I'm still kind of crawling out of it right now. But, think about when you do those kind of things and when you challenge yourself in anything in business, you have to think about what are you looking to get out of this? And for me, like I know my own boundaries for consistency. I can post every day. Is it going to be reels? Probably not. Is it going to be quality content? Probably not. I always say to my clients, quality over quantity. If you're like, hey, I want to show up for 30 days. I want to do this thing because I want to show up for my audience and I'm really trying to build my engagement. And I think showing up consistently is going to help me. Absolutely 100%. You do you, boo. And have a plan for it. That was one of my biggest things, was have a plan. My engagement was certainly up a bit more. My reach was definitely up. Like I definitely reached lots of new non-followers. Did I grow my audience the way that I had hoped? No, but that's okay. I had lots of leads last month. I just recently signed 2 new retainer clients, which is exciting because now I think I'm maxed out on retainer clients. I'm learning my own boundaries, like maybe one more, maybe. I don't know. I'm hiring a marketing assistant, so maybe we can take one more. I don't know. We'll see. But it did feel good to be consistent. It did feel good to learn how I want to show up. I did, and it was a later reel, like later in the evening that I did it, but I wanted to challenge myself to show up and talk to the camera. And this is something I recently talked about on an episode a couple weeks ago about the mindset between showing up on camera, because it's hard. And there's a lot of, you have to get over the, what is everyone else going to think? So there's that. So there were a lot of lessons here. And if I were to do a 30-day posting challenge again, I would probably not limit it just to reels. I would probably not do that. And I would probably, focus on the consistency. And I would focus more on the batching because I know that batching is important. So here's the thing. One of the things that I did learn, that I did take away, was using the repost feature. I reposted a couple of reels and I let that count as well. Consistency is always better than trying to go viral. One, we know that. Strategy, so your messaging, your goals, all of those things are so much more important than just posting for the sake of just posting. And I lacked my own strategy. I was just like, I'm just going to do this 30 days thing. Let's see what happens. And I kind of lost a little bit of my own strategy. And now I'm kind of rethinking my strategy anyhow, because I have these new offers and I feel like I've just lacked a little bit of clarity on them and how do I talk about them. So that's one thing that I'm working on internally right now. I don't need to post every day, but I do need to show up regularly. And right now I'm kind of doing 2 more 30-day challenges. One is they're both led by 2 business coaches that I work with. One is a 30-day joy challenge, and I'm just doing that in Instagram stories. So I'm just showing up saying, what's bringing me joy today? The day that I recorded this, I got to go to a fun ribbon cutting for my business association, and that brought me a lot of joy because I really like being around other business owners. It's fun. And the other one is kind of a sales and lead gen challenge. And I am 2 for 2 on days where I actually make money, which is amazing for me. I am so flippin' jazzed. It's super exciting. So what I would challenge you to do, and I would challenge you, it doesn't have to be 30 days. It can even be 7 days, 2 weeks. Any kind of consistency like that, it can be super eye-opening, and it can give you some really good insights as to what type of content your audience responds to, what falls flat. It can teach you how to use some of the features in the Instagram app. All that kind of stuff is really, really useful, especially if you're managing it on your own. So, all that being said, also, don't hesitate to repurpose. I repurpose a lot of content in August, and I'm still kind of repurposing things going into September. I have kind of a plan for that. So don't hesitate to repurpose. Repurpose and batch. Even if it's just your ideas, even if it's just your captions. Like, I have captions for a client of mine, like, batched through this month. I'm like, God. But the one thing that I really struggle with myself as a social media strategist is I overthink all of the graphics. The graphics take me so long. And that's why I try to simplify them for myself, for my clients, all that kind of fun stuff. All that being said, if you would like support mapping out a content plan, one, I will be launching another masterclass to kind of work through our Q4 marketing plan and strategy so that you can accomplish all of your 2025 business goals by the end of December, and also to kind of start setting you up for success for 2026. So if you're interested, I will be dropping the waitlist in the show notes, so feel free to join the waitlist, and it helps get you that clarity. You know, a lot of my students recently have talked about the clarity that they've gotten. They've learned some new skills, all that stuff. They still manage their own social media, so they're just trying to do it better. Or if you want a one-on-one deep dive, book a strategy session. They are 90 minutes with me, Q&A. We kind of walk through your strategy, but also like anything else that you need support with for marketing, like pick my brain. Until next time, if you like what you're listening to, I would love it if you would subscribe, leave a review, all the fun things on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. And until next time, go forth, create amazing content that stops the scroll and helps you show up consistently, confidently, and authentically on social media. Till next week.